Hello, everybody. My name is Coach Shane, and welcome to Easy English Expressions. Come on, let's master English.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Daily Easy English Expression, the podcast. Number 1101. Thank you very much. Coach Shane here. How are you doing today? Today, it's great. Actually, for me, it's Thursday, June 8th, 2023. Right now, the temperature is 7 degrees Celsius. It's raining, and this is, to be honest, my favorite type of weather. I really, really like this weather. I know a lot of people think it's miserable. It's just terrible weather. But for me, I love it. I really like it. I'm looking at the forecast here. You know what? Windows, I don't like Windows. Let me look at the iPhone. iPhone forecast is easier to see. I need to tell you the forecast because it's related to today's expression. So let's see. Today, it's going to rain all day, so that's no good. Looks like Friday, Saturday, also rain. Perhaps, however, by Sunday, the latest, and maybe actually on Saturday, the temperatures are going to be a little bit warmer. So I'm going to have to put in my garden, right? On Saturday, the high temperature is 18 degrees Celsius. That's pretty good. It needs to be warm because I need to put in my tomato plants. We love tomatoes, especially Mikey, my son, Jimmy too. They just love tomatoes. It's like fruit for them, especially the cherry tomatoes. They're so delicious. So when I put the tomatoes in the garden, I use a wooden stake. Okay, it's wood. We call it a stake, S-T-A-K-E. It's a long stick, basically. And I have to hold the stake, and I have to use a hammer and thump, 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 thump. I have to pound the stake into the ground. And last year, when I did that, I was not wearing gloves, just my bare hand. I was holding the wood, and I'm hammering the stake into the ground. And I don't know how I did it, but the hammer hit my thumb. And that does not feel good. If you understand the situation, you can imagine it's quite painful. But because I'm a man, I just said a bad word, sure, and then I kept doing my work. But later, my wife noticed, basically, on my thumb, there was a brown, kind of a reddish, but more of a brown bump, like a bubble on my skin, and it was brown and kind of red. And my wife said, "Oh my God." I said, "Yeah, I've got a blood blister." It's not a pimple. A pimple on your face, that's going to be like white. But if you hit your finger with a hammer, you're going to get a red bump, a tiny little bump. It's like a bubble. Once again, it's like a bubble. And we call that bubble a blood blister because if you pop the bubble, what comes out? Blood and other stuff. Oh, I'm sorry. It's kind of a gross word, but it is a very, very useful word. Blood blister. Check out the dialogue.
What's that?
I got a blood blister.
I told you to be careful.
Who are you calling?
911.
Yeah, that's my wife. Me and my wife having a conversation. If you have a blood blister, do you need to call 911? Do you know 911? Yeah, I think in the UK it's 999, right? In other countries it's a different number. But that's like the ambulance, the police, the fire department. If you have a blood blister, do you call 911? I need an ambulance. Oh my God, I got a blood blister on my thumb. I'm going to die. No, you don't need an ambulance, but you do need to be careful. So this weekend, when I put in my tomato steaks, I will definitely be careful, and I will be wearing gloves. Hopefully that will protect me. I'm usually very careful. I'm usually very good with a hammer. I don't know what happened. It happens. Even monkeys fall from trees. Am I right? And I'm just a monkey. I'm a bald monkey. That's all I am. I'm a bald monkey. Speaking of bald monkeys, there's no relationship. But anyway, the Let's Master English podcast. Do you know about the Let's Master English podcast? Oh, that's really popular, the Let's Master English podcast. It's like an English magazine. Well, I've rebooted the Let's Master English podcast. I've restarted it. And we're already into our third episode in June, right? It's only June 8th, and we already have our third episode. And I really would love it if you checked it out. So, on iTunes or Spotify or even YouTube, you can go ahead and just search Let's Master English podcast. The most recent episode was today, June 8th, and you can find that there. And I would really, really, really love it if you listened to it. Of course, this podcast too, go to iTunes and Spotify and say hi, your name, where you're from, leave a ranking like, it's 5 stars, and do that for Let's Master English too. I would really sincerely appreciate that. So check it out. It's an English magazine, lots of great stuff, and I think you will like it. It's longer than this one. My goal for E-Cubed is to be between 5 minutes and 10 minutes. That's my goal. 5 minutes is better. But for the Let's Master English podcast, the goal is 30 minutes. It's a 30-minute English show. You can learn English. You can laugh. You can learn, have fun. It's English edutainment, education and entertainment. So check that out. Of course, get my free lessons, VIP free, 2 weeks of live classes free. Are you crazy, Coach Shane? Maybe I am, but I'm also a pretty nice guy. So letsmasterenglish.com. Sign up there. Let's check out the dialogue again. A blood blister, and together, let's master English. What's that? I got a blood blister. I told you to be careful. Who are you calling? 911. What's that? I got a blood blister. I told you to be careful. Who are you calling? 911.